We are taking you into the news right now with Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. We are on weather alert. It is yet another day of extreme heat in Baltimore. Coming up, the record we could break and when things will finally cool down. Investigation into Rachel Marin's murder enters month 2. Coming up, what a criminal profiler is now saying about her killer. And it is video that is going viral. A Maryland police officer caught on camera climbing into the back of a patrol car with a woman. What the department is saying about it, as we are learning this is not the officer's first time being investigated. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We are on weather alert. We're tracking dangerous heat around the Baltimore region. This will be the 4th day in a row that the Baltimore region will reach brutally hot temperatures. We could even see triple digits. For a closer look, let's go straight over to meteorologist Amy Aronson.
Yeah, exactly. We're under heat advisory again today because of the high heat, plus the humidity, making it feel even hotter than it actually is. On top of very hot temperatures, we're already in the 90s, and these numbers are going to continue to climb. So here's what to expect for the rest of the afternoon. We'll get awfully close to 100 degrees again today. Record territory here with highs headed into the upper 90s. Not only are we tracking blazing sunshine with the heat, you factor in the humidity, and I put in how hot it's going to feel in the tiny text there. Feeling like we're close to 106, 108 at times this afternoon. So you really want to limit your time outside if possible as we head over the next several hours. Now, coming up in just about 10 minutes, I'll let you know exactly how much longer this brutal heat wave is going to last and what finally brings it to an end. Patrice?
Thank you, Amy. 1 month after 37-year-old Rachel Marin was found dead on a popular walking trail in Bel Air, her family is turning to a criminal profiler for help.
I think everybody, myself included, in the family had hoped that somebody would be apprehended by now.
When they do get attacked while they're walking or jogging on a biking trail or a walking trail, I would say 100% of the time it's a serial killer.
Now, as Shannon Lilly reports, the criminal profiler now saying that the suspect could be a serial killer.
For the family of Rachel Marin, the search for answers becomes more dire each day. And so they are hoping that this criminal profiler can help better describe the suspect's likely characteristics so you can better identify him. Right now, that expert says it is likely that the killer is a psychopath and a serial killer with ties to this area. Take a listen.
Bel Air is 40 miles north of Baltimore. You don't just roll in there on a bus for no reason. He has to know somebody that he came to stay with in Bel Air.
Pat Brown there has 30 years of experience under her belt, and she is now penning a list of the perpetrator's presumed characteristics. This at the request of Matthew McMahon, who's the father of Rachel's oldest child. It also comes after this surveillance video was released of the suspect. You can see here, though, that it only shows his back turned and face covered. So McMahon is hoping a written profile can bring more clarity. That profile is going up on flyers the family is placing around town, so he says be on the lookout.
Carefully examine the profile, read everything. Only need one tip, and we can save other lives, and we can bring justice to Rachel, her family, and her children.
So those tips are absolutely crucial. In fact, the Harford County Sheriff's Office now tells us they are looking for leads out of Chicago, but they declined to explain why. So, of course, we'll continue to follow this closely. Reporting this morning, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News, Midday.
According to police, the suspect who you see coming out of the door there on the left side of your screen is about 5'9", 160 pounds, and of Hispanic descent. In terms of finding a DNA match, one law enforcement expert believes detectives will use sites like Ancestry.com to find a potential distant relative of the suspect. The reward for anyone with information leading to an arrest has recently gone up to $10,000. If you would like to leave a tip, contact the Harford County Sheriff's Office or Metro Crime Stoppers. New this hour, an early morning double shooting in North Baltimore leaves one person dead. A 21-year-old man was killed and a 57-year-old man was hurt. Now, there have been 451 shootings in the city this year. 192 people have been killed. We know many of the victims of the city's crime are children, and now we're hearing from one mother who lost her daughter in the Brooklyn mass shooting.
Every single day we are forced to adjust to living without my daughter.
Olivia Dance brings us that mom's calls for change and the latest on the investigation.
Last week, the city issued a lengthy 173-page assessment of how it handled the Brooklyn mass shooting. The Baltimore Police Department admitting it made mistakes. The assessment found the city failed to properly prepare and protect the hundreds of people attending the block party that night. And now former NAACP President Marvin Doc Cheatham is calling on Maryland's congressional delegation to request a federal probe of the shooting. He says there are too many unanswered questions and still no arrests of those directly responsible for the two homicides.
We are not satisfied with the city patting themselves on the back, writing their own report. We're saying this must not happen again.
Crystal Gonzalez is also calling for a deeper review, insisting that she deserves to know what really happened that night and why. Her daughter, 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez, was one of two people shot and killed during the Brooklyn Homes mass shooting just 2 months ago.
Let me tell you what happens when you don't protect and serve. My daughter ends up in an urn in my living room. Do you understand me? You showed up to work that day, but you did not work. You failed.
Those calling for a federal probe said they reached out to Maryland.
Problems we are facing. Another one saying this was also the coolest August of the rest of our lives. Millions of parents will face additional child care challenges as federal funding is set to run out this month. Tens of thousands of care programs could close as emergency funding passed during the pandemic dwindles. Child care costs have risen faster than inflation for 5 months straight. Fees are expected to rise even higher in the coming months. A lot of people reacting to this, not liking what's coming their way. It is depressing how much child care already costs. Guess how much daycare is per month in San Francisco? Definitely more than the one-bedroom apartment I lived in for years. I can't even imagine it getting even more expensive. Another one saying, I'm on year 8 of childcare in Boston with 2 years to go on my youngest, not even counting the aftercare once they get to school. I could have purchased a house on the beach for what childcare has cost me. Facebook is making workers come back to the office. Meta mandated a new policy requiring workers be in the office at least 3 days a week. The company first told employees about the change in June. It went into effect this week. One person on social media wants to debate it. Let's discuss pros and cons of remote work versus office job. Share your thoughts. Wonder what people are saying there. Another one, many CEOs who vocally praised and encouraged remote work as a way to avoid total cessation of business during the pandemic have changed their tune. Meta and Goldman Sachs have issued strict return to office mandates threatening to track performance and fire employees who don't. Well, still ahead, if you can take the heat, you can save some money on your energy bill. Coming up, 3 tips to conserving energy. But first, a police officer caught on camera crawling into the backseat of a police cruiser with a woman. Hear from the man who shot the video and hear how the department is handling the situation. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News. 11:15 now. Pretty looking outside, but don't let that fool you. We're looking at the Inner Harbor, and we are weather alert today because dangerous heat continues to bear down over Baltimore for a fourth day in a row. Now, due to the heat, nearly a dozen Baltimore City public schools will dismiss early again today. The 11 impacted schools do not have working air conditioning. The school system was supposed to have AC systems installed in all schools this school year. They say those schools will have AC by the end of this school year. Making headlines. It's a video that is going viral, and it has millions of views online. That's what we're talking about right there. Prince George's County police officer caught on camera embracing a woman in the parking lot of a park. You can hear children playing in the background. After the embrace, you see what happens next. The officer and the woman climb into the back seat of that marked police car and disappear behind heavily tinted windows. Our Sinclair sister station in Washington, D.C. tracked down the person who filmed it all.
I witnessed a cop doing something that any other citizen would have been charged with. The police officer, he did it in broad daylight. He didn't even look up. He didn't care who was watching, who was witnessing. He didn't care if it was kids around. 30 minutes went by, it started getting dark, and that's when she literally just got out the truck and she went up out her way.
Now, after the first video surfaced, this second one was posted showing the same police officer in a different park, but once again steps away from a playground. And once again, look at this, you see it blurred, with a woman getting into the back seat of the cruiser. Now, according to our Sinclair sister station, the officer involved, Francesco Marlette, was once charged with child abuse. He was indicted in 2016 for allegedly knocking a 3-year-old unconscious. The charges were later dropped, his record expunged, and he returned to the streets. He was also suspended for a month this past May after being accused of domestic violence. He returned to duty in June. As for this latest incident, Marlette has been suspended while the police department investigates. A health alert for you now. Doctors may soon have new technology to diagnose autism in children more quickly and accurately. 2 new studies suggest an eye tracking tool could diagnose autism in children as young as 16 months old. The device is called Early Point Evaluation and was recently cleared by the FDA to help clinicians intervene earlier than ever before. Early detection can lead to treatment approaches which help improve outcomes for children with the developmental disability. COVID cases are on the rise once again. And if you have old at-home tests on hand, it's possible that they're still safe for use. The FDA has issued guidance on more than half of the approved COVID tests that have expired, giving them an extension. Test makers provided data showing the shelf life is longer than what was known at first authorization, but the agency advises against using expired tests if they're not part of the approved extension. Maryland State Superintendent is using an encrypted messaging app for state business. At 4, the latest findings from Project Baltimore as we investigate the decision to shield school performance information from the public. A big decision facing Baltimore residents next year. Will voters give Mayor Scott a second term in office? At 5, hear from the mayor on why he is making the case for re-election. And congressional lawmakers subpoena officials with Homeland Security and Secret Service over Hunter Biden. At 6, the allegations the agencies tipped Hunter Biden off ahead of an FBI interview. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. We are on weather alert today, and while you're probably tempted to crank up your AC to try to beat the heat, you could save some money if you instead conserve energy. Today is BGE is holding Energy Savings Day. The savings run from 2 to 6, and customers who conserve energy will earn a credit toward their next bill. So, what do you do to save? BGE suggests raising your thermostat a few degrees or several. If you're planning to be out of the house, you should also avoid using dishwashers and clothes dryers. For a closer look at just how hot it is going to get and then when things will finally cool down, let's get over to meteorologist Amy Aronson.
Yeah, we are looking at that blazing sunshine already down at the Inner Harbor, and temperatures are heating up and heating up fast. We're at 91 already. 99 is where we're headed today. So yeah, the heat wave continues. High heat plus humidity. That's why we're under weather alert today and a weather advisory or a heat advisory because of that. I am tracking storms and cooler temperatures, though, by the end of the week heading into the weekend. So relief is in sight. Not right now. Here's a preview of how hot it feels when you step out. Cockeysville already at 100 degrees, upper 90s in Baltimore, mid 90s in most locations. So pretty uncomfortable stuff with that heat advisory in place. This will take us through this evening, and that's because of how hot it feels out there. So you do want to limit your time outside if possible. But here comes our next weather maker. It's a cold front pushing in from the west. That's not only going to send us some much needed rain, it's also going to help bring an end to what seems like a never-ending heat wave. So let's track it together. Today, no rain in sight. It's tomorrow that we'll start to see some activity develop here as that front moves in from the west. What happens is it triggers some scattered showers and storms starting tomorrow, but then it gets hung up. So it's going to continue to produce storms Friday into the weekend too. So it's going to kind of stall out across Maryland. For tomorrow, we're included in a marginal risk for severe weather, 1 out of 5 on the threat level scale. It means any storms that develop could produce some damaging wind gusts, even some hail. Over the next couple of days, the heat sticks with us. We still have 3 more days left of this heat wave, including today with highs in the upper 90s. Weather alert because of that. We're in the mid 90s on Thursday. We do throw in that chance for some late day showers and storms at that point. Friday still pretty toasty. We're back in the low 90s with that chance for some spotty storms too. Meanwhile, in the tropics, we find Lee, a tropical storm right now. But if you take a look at the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, they have this becoming a major, very dangerous hurricane in the days ahead. And then we've got to keep our eyes on it. Right now, I was just checking both major long-range forecast models, and they do keep it offshore, but it gets awfully close to the East Coast. So that is certainly something worth watching in the weeks ahead. Meanwhile, in the short term, we're just tracking the heat here. Weather alert today because of that with highs in the upper 90s, mid 90s tomorrow with that chance for some late day showers and storms. Tracking a few more storms Friday into Saturday with that front lingering through. But after that, temperatures come back down. So we are back in the 80s by the end of the weekend. Looking ahead at early next week, that looks more like September. We're back in the mid 80s, plus we're looking dry again next week. Actually low 80s all the way by week's end. Patrice?
That's going to be nice after this week. Still ahead, beating the heat is not just humans who are uncomfortable. And looking to get away this fall, airline prices are falling. Coming up, just how much they're down from last year. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. Things are back to normal for United Airlines after computer problems forced the airline to issue a ground stop Tuesday. According to the FAA, United crews weren't able to contact dispatchers through normal means. The stoppage lasted under half an hour. Airline prices are falling this fall. An analysis found that autumn fares are 9% less expensive than last year and 10% cheaper than in 2019. Ticket prices for September and October are 29% less expensive than the average prices for peak domestic summer travel. International fare prices have gone down by a similar amount. Time now for your lunch break. A bear finds a way to beat the heat in Florida. Check this out. The three-legged bear breaks into a Florida pool and then raids the fridge, drinking 3 White Claws before heading back outside. 13-year-old Joseph says he was laying on the couch watching TV when his dog started barking at something on the patio. And that is when a bear busted through the patio screen, started walking around the pool.
He took some White Claws out of here. And see, there's like little holes of it, like that's his teeth and stuff. After the bear got done, like just coming around the house, he came out of there and then he walked over, he ran into the woods and then came back and then he went to the cameras over here that we have by the garage. And after that, he just ran back into the woods.
Joseph says the bear is known around the neighborhood because it only does have 3 legs. Everyone in the neighborhood calls him Tripod. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Trish, this sounds like a premise for a joke. A woman says she got a weird cryptic text about her boyfriend. We'll tell you about it coming next on Be More Lifestyle. Stick around.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with the cast of the new play Rotten Apple, writer Barry Battle, actor Paul Jerry, and executive producer Romero Wyatt. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Let me tell you right now. Now, it's going to be another extremely hot day today. It turns out the heat may be making some of us act out. Studies show heat may make an increase in bad behavior. Researchers say there's a correlation between high temperatures and anger. There are also studies that confirm violent crime spike when it's hot outside. So, young actor, is this true, sir? Do you get violent when you're hot in these streets?
Sometimes it do make you, act out a little bit. Cause you're mad at the heat, you're mad that, you're not really as cool as you want to be.
It makes you act up?
Yeah, but I try to keep it calm.
So, Romero, you're right. You're a writer. Have you, in your writing, have you found that the character could be set off? I mean, who could forget Spike Lee's classic, right? Where it's hot.
I can't stand the heat. I'm a cold. I was born in December anyway.
Okay. Oh, that's why. Also, he don't count. Because when they do the December babies, everything is cold for them. No, definitely.
And so what do you think? What do you think, executive producer?
I just stay kind of in that chill mode in between.
Always chill.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Lady T, you always chill, too.
No, I act up when the heat is, let me tell you, when the heat is on, I act out. I don't care. City girls act up. You get snatched up. They got to snatch me up because the heat brings it. I just can't. I hate the heat also. It's too hot. When you start hitting triple digits, that's when the bad behavior just comes on out. You know what I mean? Like, that's desert heat. Yeah, this is not Phoenix, Arizona. This is Maryland, and we need to calm down.
Be careful out there, Baltimore. It's hot. Now, we want you to tell it, do you like heat or are you ready for the fall? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, a new wing record. An Australian man has set a new world record, scarfing down 276 chicken wings in just 12 minutes at the U.S. Buffalo Wing Eating Championship. James Webb beat out hot dog eating champion Joey Chestnut and the twice reigning champion Mickey Sudo. In case you were wondering, Webb averaged eating 23 wings per minute.
Hey, that sounds like a hot date. Let's go.
Are you shocked that the hot dog eating champion got knocked down? Just because you eat hot dogs don't mean you can be the wing champion.
Listen, hot dogs and wings are totally different. I feel like there's a little bit more meat to deal with when you're dealing with the wings, okay? But I think it's interesting. I can't believe that he beat them out. Like, that's a lot of wings. I would have to have a group. It would have to be all 5 of us. Literally taking down the wings with blue cheese.
How many have you taken down? How many wings in one setting?
I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings,
how many?
10 wings, maybe
10?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay, let's go around.
I don't even like B-days like that.
In one setting.
And you can't get past 5 if it's really smoking.
5? Oh, wow. So don't go hang out with him, because 5 wings, baby. What about 10? You can't do at least 12? Not in Buffalo Wild Wings. They don't count.
I'm curious.
I can't stand Buffalo Wild Wings.
How many?
5.
5? What are y'all?
These are intermediate.
Lady T, we're not going to answer.
Enough to be satisfied, not to be like.
So you don't do 5 with a side.
We're not, me and Lady T are not answering this question because.
I'm sorry, we got to get personal here. This is a real investigation that needs to happen here.
Okay. Well, hold on. We need your advice, guys. Hold on now. A young woman is asking for advice after getting a mysterious text about her boyfriend. She got a text from a person that knew her name and proceeded to warn her about her boyfriend, saying he's not a good guy and isn't loyal. Now she doesn't know what to do. She asks if she should confront her boyfriend or could it be a scam? Lady T is the only woman on the panel.
Right.
You get this mysterious text. You don't know who it is. Do you confront him? Do you not say anything?
Wow.
Do you investigate? Are you going to ask your girlfriends? What are you going to do when you get this
We're going to do all of that because I'm a woman. So we're going to ask her. I'm going to ask sis. I'll be like, who are you? You must be the side chick. Give me some more information. Then I'm going to talk to my girls. Then I'm going to talk to him, but I'll make sure I'm strapped when I come talk to him. I want to make sure he knows that I'm serious.
Just because you got this text?
Yeah, I'm mad at him.
It could be false.
It could have been hot outside. I'd be mad at him. Okay, it don't matter. Okay, you're going to take the heat. The men take the heat. There's nothing we can do about it, okay?
When I worked in St. Louis and got engaged on the radio, my wife was on television, and somebody called her and left a message that said, Mark Clark is not a good person.
Oh my God.
Do not marry him.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it was shocking.
But you're here now because
Well,
Allison didn't believe her. Come on.
That person was my mom. Actually, now, if you have a similar question, let us know. Lady T is going to sit down with Karamo.
Hey.
Send her, your question. Well, Lady T, we know about this. So you going to do Karamo?
Yeah, so we're going to try to make sure. We want to keep it messy. So upload a video question to social media. Tag me and be sure to watch Karamo weekdays at noon. Okay, right
Lady
here on
T,
FOX45.
first TMZ.
Hey,
All right,
we
guys,
out
we're going to
here.
see you later on the show. Thanks so much. Still ahead, we're talking about being prepared. We'll show you how to create an emergency kit so you're ready when the next storm hits. But first, experience first class without the price tag. Coming up, the new travel pillow that will take your next flight to the next level. I don't know. It still ain't no first class. It still ain't no first class. Now, I don't know.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Next flight, no matter where your seat is located. Stacey Bell is here with a special deal on her new favorite travel pillow. Here's America's Steals and Deals. Check it out.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking. I'm headed to the airport. I've got my suitcase, of course, and something else that I cannot live without. This is a must-have for me. This is the Cabo neck pillow. You know, we all have so many neck pillows. At least I have over the years, but this is different. This is memory foam. In addition to the memory foam, it's got these adjustable straps that you attach to the back of the seat on most planes, and it's just gonna keep your neck stable so you don't get that bobblehead. You know, you get up early in the morning sometimes to catch a flight. You're up early, your sleep is disrupted, you can't sleep on the plane because your head is doing this. The Cabo, look at how straight my head is. It also has this clasp with an adjustable strap so I can fit it the way that I want. I love it. I've had so many pillows. This one really comes in handy. Okay, the other thing that's neat about it, you know how many pillows I've lost over the years? That's not really a problem with the Cabo because they give you this neat little pouch. Once again, it's memory foam, right? So you fold this and it's gonna compact in size and you stick it in this pouch. It's gonna keep it clean and then you just attach the pouch to your backpack, your purse, whatever, and you keep it moving. You get where you're going, you're rested, and this pillow is just gonna make you feel so much more comfortable on a plane. Get one for you, get one as a gift if you know someone who travels. Right now, we're offering 25% off the Cabo neck pillow. Head to asadeals.com for the exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Hawthorne Extended Stay by Wyndham, Schumacher, Savant Power, and Husqvarna. This September, National Preparedness Month comes after a challenging year and a shocking number of extreme weather events. Joining us today is FEMA disaster preparedness instructor and certified broadcast meteorologist and the founder of PrepareWithShare.com, Cheryl Nelson. She's here to share tips and products to help people get ready for an emergency. Always great to see you, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, Mark. Great to see you, too. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well, too.
I am. And so why is being prepared more important than ever? I mean, we're actually talking about this as storms are going on, right?
Oh my goodness. I know. Look at the news, what's happening. Hurricane Idalia in the southeast that we've had, the recent wildfires in Maui. We've had floods. We've had droughts. I train first responders who are busier than ever. And with climate change, it's not a matter of if, but when the next disaster will occur.
And what's one of the first things to consider when creating a disaster plan?
You've got to be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at you next. And that includes having a great place to stay, whether it be for a night, a week, a month, or even longer. And I love Hawthorne Extended Stay by Wyndham. They've got locations across the country with spacious suites, with fully equipped kitchens, on-site laundry, fitness centers, Wi-Fi, breakfast, and the Wyndham Rewards program. And they're running a great deal right now. You can save 15% when you stay 2 nights or more.
Now, when planning for the unexpected, what is a must-have to be prepared?
You want a dependable backup power source, and Schumacher makes a great one. I recommend the SL1612 Rugged Lithium Jump Starter and USB power source. It offers a long-lasting battery that's reliable enough to jumpstart a vehicle, get this, 45 times on a single charge. Mark, it can charge up all your devices and light up a work area during an emergency.
I love it. Now, what tools should we have ready for cleanup?
You got to think about quality equipment when it comes to cleanup, and I love Husqvarna. This is the Husqvarna 455 Rancher Chainsaw, my favorite in the series because it's versatile, fuel efficient, and produces low emissions, making it a better choice for the environment. It's comfortable enough to use even in tough conditions, and Mark, if you like a good deal, they're offering 20% off through September 6th.
Cheryl, so much going on. Are there any new innovative new technologies for weathering an emergency?
Yes, innovation is key, and I've got an amazing new way to store power with Savant. So with Savant, got to think about power storage, and they deliver the ability to use stored electricity from the grid and solar during power outages from extreme weather events. With their award-winning Savant app, you can monitor and control your energy production and consumption in real time, and it's pretty cool to use.
Cheryl, this is right on time. Now, where can we go for more information?
Absolutely. Visit tipsontv.com for more, and my website, preparewithshare.com.
Always great to see you. Thanks so much.
You too, Mark. Take care.
Take care. Still ahead, singer Charlie Reynolds is embarking on a new journey. Coming up, we'll go one-on-one with the singer as she asks about her upcoming EP. But first, I sit down with the cast members of a new stage play that focuses on mental health, Rotten Apple. Coming up next.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
The play Rotten Apple is not only entertaining, but puts the spotlight on mental health. We're joined by writer Barry Battle, actor Paul Jerry, and executive producer Romero Wyatt. Welcome to Be More Lifestyle.
Welcome.
And what's up, guys? So let's start with you, Barry. You're a writer. Why was mental health so important?
So mental health is important because, you know, what does mental health look like? It doesn't have a look. You know, you never know what other people are going through, and that's what this play touches on, you know, like, what people are going through: depression, mental health, alcoholism. People drown themselves in substances, and you know, you have to make sure you're reaching out to your family and your friends to make sure that, you know, everybody is mentally okay, because it doesn't have a face to it.
I agree.
That's so important. And so, Paul, as an actor, was your character similar to you? Did you do you have any experience to tie into the character, or is it totally the polar opposite?
Well, my character is a lot similar to me, but different in different ways. And when Barry wrote the role, he said, "Pablo, look, I'm writing this role just for you. So if you don't take it, like, I don't know who else I'm gonna cast. You know, just dealing with a lot of stuff, like you said, with mental health. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with, you know, my mom. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with my family, and all of the things that the character does, I've experienced a lot of those things. And I don't want to, you know, give too much information about the character, but Bryce, you know, he's living in his father's shadow. You know, he wants to branch out and be his own man, but he can't do that. And I used to be a part of somebody who I was living in the shadow. I wanted to be an actor. He wanted me to just be a boxer and do this and that. But I love boxing.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
Yeah, even though I love it, you know,
flyweight. I see you.
You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, you know. And so I really wanted to, like, pursue, you know, acting, even though I love boxing. And it's almost like it took that coming of age and coming of manhood to say, you know what? I'm in control of my life. Like, you're not in control of my life. And he talks about a lot of that in his...
Well, we're having a good friend like that. And so, Romero, you're executive producer. You do a lot of things, right? You do a lot of things. What drew you to this this production?
Well,
and why should we go? Why should we come see you guys?
You really should come see it because it touches home really with a lot of the characters in a family dynamic. It really will take you more so on a journey that lets you see that even in your family, you can relate to a lot of the characters.
I love it.
So it expands even in the mental health aspect. There's a thin line sometimes. You can be more loving and generous, but at the same time, you're not really focusing in on that someone very close to you really has an issue. So it can expand in that manner, and the way that Barry has really geniusly put this together, the timeline really, he gave it a 65 timeline, but it's very current.
Listen, we're going to have to wrap it up, guys, but how can we get tickets? How can we go see this amazing play?
So you can go to www.blnkent.com, click events, and everything you need to know is right there.
And remind me, Romero can never be on the same couch with that voice. His voice makes me sound like a child. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, let's check weather. Let's check weather real quick.
Yeah, we are under weather alert and a heat advisory again today. The extreme heat continues. This is due to the high heat plus humidity. Great idea to limit time outside, especially as we head through the remainder of the afternoon, because temperatures are going to reach scorching levels. Here's a look at how hot it feels already, feeling like we're well into the 90s, mid-90s in a lot of spots. And this is just the start of what's going to be another very uncomfortable day. No real rain in sight right now on the radar, but a quick zoom shows where our next weather maker is. We certainly need this to help bring an end to this heat wave. That's a cold front, some scattered showers and storms showing up along it now. That's what's going to head our direction and eventually send us some rain and also help bring our temperatures down. So it's not going to arrive here today. It actually arrives tomorrow. As this pushes in tomorrow afternoon, it encounters another warm and juicy day, and that's going to trigger some showers and some thunderstorms. Some gusty storms certainly possible. This would be late on Thursday, so Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Then what happens is this front kind of stalls out. That means it hangs out for a couple of days and will continue to be the trigger behind showers and storms. No one day is a washout, but it will trigger some scattered activity Friday heading into the weekend too. So first for today, weather alert because of the high heat plus humidity. We're going to get awfully close to that triple-digit mark today. Tomorrow's just as toasty, mid-90s again with that chance for some late-day showers and storms. Similar setup on Friday. We're back in the low 90s with some spotty storms possible to wrap up the day. Now, if you're itching for some cooler temperatures, they are in sight now. Climate Prediction Center shows in our 8 to 14-day temperature outlook a decent chance for below-average temperatures starting September 13th and taking us through the 19th. In the next 10 days, though, not a lot of cool down coming our way, especially in the short term. I did throw in that chance for a few storms Friday and Saturday, too. This weekend, we are finally back in the more manageable 80s, upper and mid 80s over the weekend. And then if you take a look ahead at next week, yeah, that looks much better and much more comfortable. We'll see highs return to the mid and low 80s as we head through the end of the week.
Singer Charlie Reynolds embarking on a new journey. She sat down with Eric Dahl, host of Rock and Review, to talk about her new EP. Check it out.
You know, it's so interesting. You know, I started connecting with you on social media when I was following, you know, you do your covers and all this kind of stuff. Great songs, incredible voice. And now you've got your EP out. Perfect timing.
Yes, so excited. My first project.
So how's everything going with this, with your new EP out, and obviously all the singles that have led up to this?
Yeah, I mean, it's going great. Obviously, it's my first project, so I've never put out anything other than singles. So it's been cool to have, you know, something that I've actually put together be available for everyone to listen to and not just me.
Well, yeah, and I think you've got a lot of fans, though, too, Charlie, that really like to keep up with you and your music.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming out of Orlando, Florida, and now you're basically a Nashville local.
Yeah, but I would say
5-year anniversary.
Yes, yes, 5-year anniversary in June. So I feel like that's the time when you can be like, okay, I'm kind of a local now, you know?
You know, so many songs on this EP, going through it, and I think that, you know, She Ain't Me, obviously a great song.
Thank
and
you.
then also Flowers, that you released around Mother's Day, and you did a cool promotion with that also.
Yes, we actually went around and we got flowers from Falcon Farms that they donated. They were beautiful flowers. And we went around and donated or gave them out to people all around town and just to people who may not normally get flowers. I did it, I videoed some of them for social media, and it was just really awesome.
You do such a great job with your social media too. It feels very natural.
Thank you. I mean, I'm pretty real, so it is what it is, you know.
Oh, it's so much fun though. And,
it is.
Well, be sure and follow her on social media and the web to come see her live, and the songs also with Grit and Grace Nation.
Yes.
And bedazzled guitars that match bedazzled shoes.
Yep.
I don't know of many people that have done so much for the ukulele as you have to bring it to the forefront, doing with popular music and everything, and with your brand new album, Grateful. You know, how do you feel about this now?
Oh, no, thank you, man. It's you know, I was born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii. So, you know, the ukulele is such a big part of the culture there. My mom played, she was my first teacher. But now to just be able to have, you know, to have these opportunities to travel to different parts of the world and to see how the ukulele has impacted, you know, all these different places, these countries, communities, you know, it just blows my mind.
Well, on a side note, I have to bring this up, and I have to ask if your dog actually does have fleas, but this is your own coffee with the Acoustic Coffee Company. And, you know, I thought what is incredible about this, Jake, and I have to bring this up, to where it supports 3 different charities.
If you feel like there's something that you want to do, you know, for the Maui community, that's one of the best things you can do right now is go to the HawaiiCommunityFoundation.org.
Thanks for coming on the show, Jake.
Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate your support, and, you know, thank you for the wonderful interview. Thank you.
Grab the water if you're going to be outside. It's another hot one coming up. Have you had enough of the heat, or do you still want more? We'll see how you answered our question of the day. And it's going to be another extremely hot day today, and it turns out the heat may be making us act out. Studies show heat may activate bad behavior. Researchers say there's a correlation between high temperatures and anger. There are other studies that confirm violent crime spike when it's hot out. And we wanted you to tell it, do you like heat or are you ready for fall? Most of you are saying, I am ready for fall. We got a great show lined up for tomorrow. We all know we're supposed to brush our teeth in the morning, but there's a new debate about exactly when we should do it before or after breakfast coming up on tomorrow's show. Dennis is going to tell us all about that.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@FoxBaltimore.com.
And as always, thank you for inviting us into your home. Make sure you follow us on social media. Have an amazing day. Stay cool, and we'll see you tomorrow.